So this is for Algebra 1A8, sort rational and irrational numbers. So first off, what is a rational or irrational number? Does anybody know what makes something rational or irrational? Let's go with Lewis. Lewis. If I say you're being irrational, what does that mean?
It means, I don't know. It means.
All right, let me give you a context. If I say Heath.
I mean.
Wait, let me say it. Heath win against Boston in 4, and then win against the Lakers in 4.
That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. So irrational, that's being irrational. It's something that doesn't make sense. And in math, something that doesn't make sense is like a number that like doesn't repeat and goes on forever. So let me ask you this. Does -10, like, does that number make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be a rational number. Notice it's a negative whole number. So that's going to be rational. It kind of like makes sense here. What about -3? Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. What about -10 plus -3? What do you think, Chucky Ducky?
No.
Are you sure? Well, what is -10 plus -3? Do you have a calculator right there?
-13, I think.
Does that make sense? -13 does make sense. So that's rational. So a rational number is a whole number that is positive or negative, or a fraction that is positive or negative. An irrational number would be like a square root, okay? Or like pi, a number that goes on and on forever and doesn't repeat. So, Julie, what about -10? Rational or irrational? Very good. And what about -2? Let's go with, well, somebody said rational, so what about -10 plus -2? Ellie?
Negative, isn't that -8?
Well, it's going to be
I don't
-12,
know.
but do you think the answer is going to be
Yeah.
rational or irrational? What do you think?
Rational?
It is going to be rational. So when you have a rational plus a rational, the answer is rational. All right, what about this one, 10? Rational or irrational? Olivia, what do you think? What about Mike? What do you think? Is 10 rational or irrational?
It's rational.
Very good. What about pi? John, is pi rational or irrational?
Irrational.
Pi is irrational.
Yeah.
Sorry
I'd say
about that. I thought I heard somebody say that. Now, all right. John, is 10 plus pi rational or irrational?
Probably irrational.
Very good, because when you add a rational plus an irrational, you get irrational. Like, you can't reason with things that are illogical, like the Heat winning out. Seems very irrational. It's not logical. All right, where does 8 go?
Rational.
Where does the square root of 44 go? Where does the square root of 44 go? Where do you guys think?
Irrational.
Very good. What about 8 times the square root of 44?
Rational.
Irrational. Very good. All right, the last one here. What do you guys think? Negative 10, where is it?
Rational.
Negative 2.
Rational.
Negative 10 times negative 2.
Rational.
Rational.